When is the right time? Is it tomorrow, next month, or perhaps next year? No one can truly answer this, for time, as elusive as it is, waits for no one. Consider a scenario involving several individuals. A young man, nestled in the heart of a small, quiet town, nurturing a dream as vast as the sky, yearns to become a successful. He spends his days and nights toiling away, penning thoughts onto paper, his heart always lingering on the quest for that perfect moment, the perfect story. An anticipation so overwhelming that it consumes him, yet he waits patiently, his ambition fueling his patience. Concurrently, in another corner of the world, a painter, his heart aflame with passion and shades of millions of colors, waits restlessly. His eager hands long to dance across canvas, creating worlds unseen, worlds unexplored. His heart races, his mind a whirlwind of hues, but his canvas remains untouched, waiting for inspiration, for that perfect stroke of brilliance to strike. Somewhere else, a singer, her soul filled with melodies and harmonies, waits for that perfect song. A song that will transcend boundaries, one that will touch the hearts of millions and bring them in a chorus of unity and love. Her voice, a beacon of hope, waits for the notes that will echo across the globe, connecting hearts. But she's waiting for that perfect moment, that perfect song. In a sterile lab, a scientist, his mind a labyrinth of equations and theories, is on a ceaseless quest. A breakthrough idea, the next revolution in science, is what he seeks. His days blend into nights, his work often spilling over the bounds of time, waiting for that perfect hypothesis, for that one moment of eureka. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years, but for all of them, that perfect moment never seems to arrive. Imagine an artist named Alice, a painter to be precise. She was of the belief that the perfect inspiration was like a bolt of lightning, striking only when least expected. So, she waited, her brush untouched, her palette dry, and her canvas blank, as days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Alice's studio, once bustling with the rhythm of her brushstrokes, now echoed with the sound of silence. Her vibrant palette, once a kaleidoscope of hues, was now a barren desert of desolate colors. Her canvas, once a window to her soul, was now a mirror reflecting her weight. The world outside her studio continued its dance in the whirlwind of life, while inside, time seemed to stand still. But in the midst of this waiting game, Alice had an epiphany. She realized that inspiration was not something that simply struck out of the blue. It was born from the act of painting itself. It was a dance between the brush and the canvas, a melody composed by the hues on her palette, a story told by the strokes of her brush. However, the realization came a little too late. Years had passed, but that perfect bolt of inspiration, that perfect moment she had been waiting for, never seemed to arrive. One day, while cleaning his attic, Sam stumbled upon an old, dusty notebook. It was his childhood diary, filled with stories and anecdotes. As he flipped through the pages, he was transported back to the time when he wrote those stories with such passion and enthusiasm. It dawned upon him that his wait for the perfect moment had led him to waste precious years. Let's take a brief detour from Sam's story and consider a singer named Bob. Much like Sam, Bob was also waiting. He was waiting for the perfect song to come along before he would sing. He believed that the ideal melody, the perfect lyrics, and the right mood would all align one day, and then he would deliver the performance of his life. But as the days turned into months and months into years, Bob didn't sing a single song. He was so engrossed in the quest for the perfect song that he forgot the essence of singing itself. Until one day, a realization dawned upon him. The perfect song is not the one that comes along, but the one he sings from his heart. Time flew, but that perfect song never seemed to come. The perfect song was always within him, waiting to be sung. In that moment, Sam decided to change his approach. He realized that the right time would never come if he kept waiting for it. So, he picked up his pen and started writing. He didn't wait for the inspiration to strike. He found his inspiration in the act of writing itself. Voiceover. Now, let's picture a scientist named Clara. Just like Sam, she was also waiting, but for the perfect hypothesis to kickstart her research. She believed that the perfect idea would strike her like a bolt of lightning, and then she would create her masterpiece. But as the hours turned into days and days into months, Clara found herself stuck, with no significant progress. She had her lab, her tools, her knowledge, but she was waiting for something that seemed more elusive than ever, the perfect hypothesis. As she stared at her blank research paper, it dawned on her that the perfect hypothesis is not one that comes out of nowhere, but one that she would test, refine, and retest. Decades seemed to pass by, but the perfect hypothesis never seemed to appear. until she realized she had to start to make it appear. This realization was the beginning of her journey, just as it was for Sam. Months later, Sam finished his first novel. It wasn't perfect, but it was his. He sent it off to various publishers, and to his surprise, one decided to publish it. His novel ended up becoming a bestseller, and Sam, the boy who once waited for the perfect moment, had become a successful writer. Sam's story teaches us a valuable lesson. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to follow your dreams. The right time is not tomorrow, next week, or next year. The right time is now. So take a page from Sam's book. Don't let the illusion of a perfect moment hold you back. There's a world out there waiting to see what you can offer. Whether you want to write a book, start a business, or learn a new skill, don't wait for the perfect moment. Because the perfect moment is when you decide to start. So make that decision today. Seize the moment. Begin your journey. Because the only perfect moment is the one you create for yourself. Remember, the world doesn't wait. Time doesn't wait. So why should you? Start today. Seize your moment.